Before we get into this show talking about rock hard sleepers for fantasy football 2021, two big announcements, guys. Two huge announcements. First and foremost, guys, Best Ball League. Free to enter, guys. Up to $1,000 worth of prizes. Hear me out, guys. Free to enter. You can draft now at Fantrax, okay? So it's www.fantrax. Who says that anymore? Do they say www? Either way, fantrax.com/FFC for fantasy football counselor Frank Charlie /FFC. So Fantrax, that's FANTRAX.com/FFC. Go sign up for an account. You can do your year-long here as well on the site. Great site. And what you got to do is create an account and then DM me at Fantasy Football Counselor. I'll send you a private link to get into the Best Ball League. It's going to be amazing, guys. You get to compete with the counselor, beat the counselor. DM me the word I'm in on my Instagram, Fantasy Football Counselor, and I will send you a direct link to the Best Ball League. Second thing, guys, a lot of people are loving it, getting a lot of good feedback. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION to save yourself 20%. Father's Day is around the corner. They've got great products, great packages. The 4.0 trimmer is behind me. Brand new product. Trim and shave around your body, sensitive areas, and don't worry about nicks and cuts. Manscaped.com. Everything you can, everything you need to treat yourself, okay? This is the Lawnmower 3.0. And what I like, again, it's got that unique light at the front to help navigate around those sensitive areas, okay? So manscaped.com, use promo code SHOWERLION. You're going to save yourself 20%. Oh, final thing. There's also going to be a Listeners League. I got to make all the announcements at the beginning of the show. It's very important. Listeners League, guys, 12 people are going to be in this league. I'm going to be hosting a draft, $500 cash for first place. How to enter, guys, get the 16-round draft solution linked it here below. Automatically enter. The draw will be the end of June. Thanks, guys. Do all those things. Those are your call to actions. Let's get to the show. Some rock hard sleepers for Fantasy Football 2021. Let's get to it. All right, guys, welcome to the show. Rock hard sleepers here for you. Some guys I feel are solid. There's no list here. I'm going to do this randomly. Going to pick some, well, not random. I know who the sleepers are, but I'm going to not do it in a list. I'm going to talk. I'm going to keep it organic. I'm going to have an open discussion about some sleepers that you can stash on your roster. And a lot of these guys I'm seeing, I just did a mock draft for my 16-round draft solution. So in my 16-round draft solution, you get a video training of myself going over all the optimal players with my notes, and then I add mock drafts where I do a full mock draft as if I were to draft a team. And man, I was like in the 14th round, literally, and like there was a ton of sleepers there. So it's all in my head. It's fresh. Just did it for the 16 rounders. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of those sleepers right here, right now. And I'm going to mix it up, different positions, okay? So make sure you guys do get the 16-round draft solution where you get all the sleepers, all the breakouts, dynasty players, optimal players are drafted in each round. Draft kits are dead. Anyone selling you a draft kit, it's like trying to sell you a payphone or a flip phone. Unless flip phones are coming back, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. It's outdated technology. You don't use a phone book. Well, some of you guys might, but phone books are outdated. You could just find other ways to get phone numbers. Listen, guys, 16 rounds is the game changer. Get it. You're going to absolutely love it. Head on over to thefantasyfootballcounts.com or linked below. All right, let's talk about some sleepers here. This is very interesting because I actually found going robust RB, when you're talking fantasy football draft strategy, I found that going robust RB, there is a ton of wide receiver sleepers. I mean, we're talking wide receiver ones that aren't even being looked at. And I was talking about this in the solution today. It's like, a lot of people think that if they go wide receiver early, like they get a Davante Adams, like one person in the league went, I think it was Davante Adams, then he went Tyreek Hill. His first running back ended up being like Clyde Edwards-Helaire or something like that, which isn't bad, but I don't think the volume is going to be there for Helaire. But as your RB1, I don't really like it. His second running back was like Melvin Gordon. And it's like, he went wide receiver strategy. First mistake is you're grabbing pinnacle players from last year, so you got to account for a decline. I mean, Davante Adams having an 18 touchdown season. It's very unlikely, Aaron Rodgers coming off like a phenomenal season, MVP Cinderella season. Very unlikely these guys are going to duplicate it, but even if they do, props on them. But here's the deal. If you wait on running back, it gets very thin, okay? And there's a ton of wide receivers that are completely off people's radars that nobody's talking about that are going to be wide receiver ones. And here's a fantasy football tip. You might want to write it down, tattoo it on your arm, whatever you want to do. you want to aim high on the depth chart, okay? So let's just say I go Tyreek and Davante Adams. Who says that they're going to repeat those numbers? When I can get sleepers later after securing my robust RB strategy. And that's what I did in this mock draft, and I included in the 16-round draft solution. And the roster looked really nice. It was amazing, and I was getting wide receiver ones across the board. So let me give you a couple names here that are rock hard sleepers that you can get for really good value, okay? So I just want to pull this, some Concheapsis rankings up, get a look at some sites here, see where these rankings are. See, like I'm looking here, like I'll give you a sleeper here. Cooper Kupp. Okay, now you can make an argument that he is getting an upgrade at quarterback with the Rams. I think they're going to have a good running game with Cam Akers, so I want to secure on my roster based on volume. But Cooper Kupp is currently sitting 21st on the consensus rankings, which is like 6 spots behind Robert Woods. Now, I think Cooper Kupp's the better receiver. There was a video that just recently went out on him when he made this amazing catch, looking in amazing form right now. He's not even, it's offseason right now. He's looking like mid-season form right now. And like Cooper Kupp, I can get this guy literally for free in and around, after round 4. Like if I'm getting a wide receiver one in round 4 and 5, that's bonus. Like I'm looking at this guy round 4, okay, which is pretty good value. So Cooper Kupp, that to me is a sleeper, considering this guy has top 10 potential, right? Theoretically getting an upgrade at quarterback. That's a rock hard sleeper to me because, again, you guys are investing, not you guys, but a lot of people that don't listen to this channel are investing a first-round pick on, let's say, a Justin Jefferson, which, again, was great value last year in the 8th round, which I suggested in the 16-round draft solution. But this year, he's coming off in the 2nd round, okay? So, to me, I'd rather, get myself a Cooper Kupp in the 4th round, a guy a little more proven, technically a wide receiver one of the team that's going to get volume over Jefferson in the 2nd round after I've secured my workhorse running backs with minimal committee. Does that make sense? So it's important to really start aiming high at the depth chart, and you can literally do this after the 5th, 6th, 7th round at wide receiver. There's a ton of guys here. So Cooper Kupp's one right there. I think is a rock hard, solid sleeper that you can get for value. Let's keep going here. This guy, and Cooper Kupp, again, sitting around 21st on the consensus rankings. I mean, guys like, who's ahead of him? Like Amari Cooper, he's part of a full three-headed monster, and we know Amari Cooper peaks at about 120 attempts a season. That shouldn't really change, whereas I think Cooper has a little bit more of a ceiling, and you're getting him for much more value, okay? And there's a ton of other guys I think that he is a lot better than and could get more volume than, okay? So Cooper Kupp, rock hard sleeper. There's more, guys. Let's go over a couple more sleepers here at wide receiver. I got to talk about Cortland Sutton here. I mean, yes, the quarterback situation has been suspect with Drew Lock, and, at the time of this recording, we're still uncertain what, the Broncos are going to do. But if Drew Lock gets a start, it's a make or break season for him, okay? Like, seriously, make or break season for him. And I'm going to give you another wide receiver sleeper that's got a quarterback that's a make or break season for him. So when I look at a guy like Cortland Sutton, I'm looking at a guy, yes, coming off injury. The talent is there. Big-bodied receiver, get a lot of those red zone targets. A guy that, has shown some flashes that he can be really good, but I don't think he's peaked. This is like a make or break season for not only Cortland Sutton, but also the quarterback throwing to him, which could potentially be Drew Lock. Not sure exactly what's going to happen with the quarterback, but as of right now, he's still slated as the wide receiver one. Now, you could say Jerry Jeudy's going to be a thorn. Yes, but at the end of the day, Cortland Sutton is slated as the wide receiver one. He is more of the veteran guy there. He's due for a big season, and I get him for value. And here's the deal. You are loaded. You get your robust RB strategy. You anchor an ace quarterback in there, and you are literally getting these guys for free. Okay, so Cortland Sutton, another great sleeper there. Let's dig a little bit deeper here. There is a couple guys I'll leave out. Again, everything's in 16 rounds, so you get that there, but I want to give you guys some value for free here as well. I believe you got to give a lot, but I got to make a living too. That's why I leave all of it, all the answers in 16 rounds, and I price it so everybody can get it, but I also want to give a lot of value here. So another sleeper here I'm looking at, there's a couple. I'll give you a rookie sleeper here. I think the opportunity is good for him. The guy I'm talking about is Jamar Chase. Now, Jamar Chase is currently sitting around 38th on the consensus rankings. We've got guys like Cooks, Fuller, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Boyd ahead of him. Now, theoretically, based on what we've seen, in college and the talent and the youth and the upside, Jamar Chase could easily be the wide receiver one. That rapport is there with Joe Burrow, and it's game over, right? As soon as they start connecting, it's going to be game over. I think arguably, based on what I've seen from footage, we don't know how it's going to translate to the NFL. Based on footage, based on early draft capital in Jamar Chase, there's a ton of upside, ton of ceiling. Now, again, Higgins, Boyd, obviously they're part of a three-headed monster, and a lot of these wide receiver cores are ending up like that. Example, Cowboys with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. We're getting that. But some of these situations, there could be an emergence of a wide receiver stepping up. Now, again, with the Cowboys, it's kind of an equal playing field. There hasn't been somebody that really stands out from the other ones. They've all been kind of relatively equal. Whereas Jamar Chase, we've kind of seen what Boyd can do. We've kind of seen what Higgins can do. And they looked, par or slightly above par. But Jamar Chase could be special depending on how it translates to the NFL and what happens with Burrow and him. But here's the deal. You're literally getting him for free as your wide receiver 3 or 4 with that type of ceiling. So it's almost kind of like a no-brainer. Just throw him on your bench and you know what I mean? Like if you've gotten robust RB, you need some wide receiver once. Potentially, he's an option later on, okay? That's another sleeper for you. I'll give you one more wide receiver sleeper here, and then I'm going to move on to some other positions, okay? Another sleeper I'm looking at here, actually, I want to give you this other one. I'll give you two. But I'll give you this one I was going to give you, but I'll give you a bonus one, but I won't go too much into the bonus one. I'll give you the bonus one now. Again, subscribe, thumbs up. I'm giving a lot of value here, so please hit the thumbs up. I'll wait. Thumbs up, guys. It really helps the channel here on YouTube. And subscribe. And if you're listening on audio, especially on iTunes, please leave a 5-star rating or review. There should be a review tab on iTunes. Please leave a review. It helps the channel. 5 stars really help. So here's the bonus one, Elijah Moore. Simply predicated on the fact that literally there's like no other wide receiver there. This is the guy that could emerge. And that's all I'm going to say about him, okay? But the guy I want to talk about here is another sleeper, and I'm giving a lot of content here. Value is Michael Pittman Jr. Now, understand he didn't really thrive last year, but Phillip Rivers, again, he's not going to make anybody special. He did well with Keenan Allen. He was on the decline of his career. Didn't really discover T.Y. Hilton until like week 11. It was like absolutely insane. It was very big disappointment with Phillip Rivers. That's why he's not there. Carson Wentz has shown his flashes that he could be a really good fantasy football quarterback and can inflate the wide receivers. A good O-line. I think they're going to have a good running game. I think they got all the tools they need to make Carson Wentz really good. And here's the deal. Another situation where it's a make or break for that quarterback. He's got to feed somebody. Now, there is other wide receivers there, but I really think it's an opportunity for Pittman to really, really shine. Again, early draft capital in last year. And again, I get him for free. He's 47th on the wide receiver ranking. So again, immense value for him as well. Let me give you a quarterback and a running back, couple quarterbacks, couple running backs. We'll call it a day. Quarterback here, there's a ton of sleepers. Now, here's the deal. Literally, like everybody's a sleeper this year. Like I anchor my team with an ace quarterback in around the 5th round. Tons of guys I like. Once I anchor my ace and I go exactly over that in the 60-round draft solution, I got to keep plugging it because I put everything there. I'm so passionate about it. There's so many sleepers here, but there's a lot of question marks around these sleepers. I mean, you could sit here and go, Tua, right? Justin Fields when he gets going, right? Jameis Winston could really shine. Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence. Like there is a ton of potential sleepers, but when you go sleepers, you got to go guys that you feel a little more secure with that have kind of proven. Like literally Trevor Lawrence is a major sleeper, but with massive upside. Now I rolled the dice on Pat Mahomes a couple years ago, got him in the 10th round. That was the year he broke out. Big time sleeper, 10th round, broke out. Is that going to happen with Trevor Lawrence? It's not the same type of offense. I can't say that it will. It's very hard to duplicate what Pat Mahomes did in that breakout year. But, as a backup, Trevor Lawrence is a sleeper for you. But then you ask yourself, he's sitting at 15th on the rankings, amongst quarterbacks, on average based on ADP. I'd probably rather have a Matt Ryan who's sitting at 14 just simply for the fact that I like his weapons. And we kind of know what Matt Ryan, what you see is what you get coming off a little bit of a down year where he still finished 12th amongst quarterbacks. So, you got to look and weigh out what type of sleeper you want. And again, I consider these guys backups only, but, I feel safer with a Matt Ryan as my backup. But, you've got that excitement and the upside of Trevor Lawrence as a backup as well, okay? I'll give you another quarterback sleeper here. And again, it's a total wild card here. But again, Carson Wentz. I'm not sold on Carson Wentz when he was on the Eagles. I haven't been sold on him for years. I kind of knocked on him. but I really think he's in a good opportunity where he's in a desperate situation where he has to thrive. So I think he's a rock hard sleeper backup that you can get on your rosters. Now, again, when I am looking at quarterbacks, I really look at a guy that's been proven with a track record, but I also look at desperation. And I always, these guys are going to be backups only for my team with top 10 potential. Yes, Carson Wentz has top 10 potential. I feel he's got a little more stealing than Matt Stafford. I know a lot of people are excited about Stafford, understandably so, based on the situation he's landing on. But again, veteran, very old. I kind of like a little bit more youth. You get a little bit more youth with Carson Wentz. Not been in the league as long, a little more upside, a little more excitement there. As my backup, I like to roll the dice a little bit more, instead of getting like a Stafford. Now, again, Stafford's ADP is a little high for me, coming in at 11th. I think Tannehill, Ryan could outperform him. They're sitting well below him. So, again, there's a bunch of sleepers at quarterback here, but only consider a sleeper at quarterback as a backup, okay? Let me give you guys 2 running back sleepers I really like. Okay, so this guy's sitting 34th on the running back list here. The guy I'm talking about is Javonte Williams. Now, I've talked about this a little bit before, but I want to emphasize this. This guy is going to be my RB4. Let me repeat that. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Joe, you're so high on Javonte Williams. You told me to draft him in the first round. No, I didn't, asshole. What I said, and again, these haters always say this, you told me to draft this after, okay, nobody's 100% in fantasy football, okay? Nobody is, but I am way more accurate than the mainstream. But here's the deal. When I'm wrong on a guy, it's like, I'm right about 100 different other things. Like last year, Justin Jefferson, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, avoid Juju, avoid Austin Eckler, avoid Kenyon Drake, avoid Michael Thomas, be careful of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's so many things I was right on. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but everybody rips on me for the one thing I was wrong on, or 1 or 2 things, or a couple. I'm wrong more than 2 things, but what I'm saying is they kind of harp on things that I'm wrong on. Point I'm trying to make here, I'm going on a tangent here, is that I'm telling you Javonte Williams is going to be good. I like the upside. I think he's going to take the job from Melvin Gordon. I think that's why he was drafted with early draft capital. Melvin Gordon, years to wow, sworn out wild, 1,000-yard rushing season out of his entire career, I think 6 seasons. So I like Javonte Williams, but as an RB4. So I'm not saying go wide receiver, and just draft him as your RB1. What I'm saying is I like the upside. I like the opportunity. I think he's going to be used. I think he's going to be pushed into that starting role. I'm not sold on Melvin Gordon being the guy, and I think Javonte Williams could be special. Sleeper, get him later, love him. All right, one more sleeper here to go. The guy is Michael Carter, and the Jets need a running back. I think he's going to be slated as the running back 1, currently sitting 39th amongst running backs. Again, I don't like talking about RB sleepers because I go RB heavy early in the draft. So RB sleepers are like, yeah, whatever, I'll grab a couple at the end, maybe like a Michael Carter, something like that. But if you decide to go wide receiver heavy, these are 2 guys you can get later on that could have that high ceiling and really take off for you, okay? So I think these guys are all rock hard sleepers. There's way more sleepers. And again, I go over that in the 16-round draft solution, some deeper sleepers, all that. But make sure you subscribe. We'll be doing more videos like this, offering more value. I really want you guys to win. I want you to succeed. I want you to dominate. And I want you to crush and have a major advantage over the competition. So subscribe, leave a thumbs up, really helps the channel. Leave a 5-star rating review on iTunes, and of course, link below to get in the Best Ball League. That's fantrax.com/FFC. Once you signed up, DM me a fantasy football counselor, and I'll send you a direct link to the Best Ball League. Guys, rock hard sleepers, fantasy football 2021. It's almost here. It's go time. Subscribe. I'm out, and follow my crazy antics on Instagram, fantasy football counselor, and turn on notifications. You got a lot of homework. We'll talk soon.